I am sick at the time of recording, so if I sniffle, I'm sick, and that's why. This is for school, so without further ado, my Splatoon video. Splatoon is a game that revolutionized the Nintendo Online landscape and set the bar high for other games like it. Starting off, we have the history behind the Inklings and Octolings, and why they have a rivalry. Inklings are squids. Octolings are octopus. Remember that. Very important. As technology advanced at an exponential rate, so too did prosperity and ultimately conflict. Before long, the entire world was embroiled. In the end, nearly all life on Earth was wiped out. As humans squabbled, natural disasters intensified, volcanic eruptions leveled cities, the sea rose and began to consume the planet. Humanity experienced a mass extinction event. Soon the surface of the Earth had become a barren wasteland, completely inhospitable to life. This quote is from log 001 from the alternal logs from Splatoon 3. This tells us that there was a prosperous time right before the humans went extinct. The log 001 also tells us that there were more humans that survived. More about that later. But before we get to that part, we need to talk about humanity's decline before the disaster. They had World War III, which led to nuclear weapons being released into the atmosphere, therefore a nuclear fallout was caused. There was another disaster through a gigantic flood, which caused even more people to die. Because of this flood and fallout, people fled to a cavern, and sea life flourished. As they soon began making many discoveries about their new world, they discovered the squid that had mind-reading chemicals. They then harvested them and put the crystalline chemicals on top of their cavern. The people who remembered the sky imagined it, and the new sky was formed. Then the cavern collapsed. All the memories of the humans that had been in the chemicals suddenly went into the water, flooding the squid's brains with walking and talking and all sorts of human stuff. So they tried to walk, and since the squid had no mammals on land that could harm them, they kept practicing, and eventually they succeeded enough so that they could do all sorts of stuff, including making clothes. More about that later. But there were more than squid. There were also jellyfish, fish, octopi, and other beings in the water that the chemicals had infected. With the squid, jellyfish, and octopi and fish, and other various life forms rapidly evolving, there was bound to be some conflict in there somewhere. This conflict just happened to be hundreds of years after they had fully evolved into fully fledged humanoids. The squids and the octopi had a war, the Great Turf War to be exact. This was when the life forms began to use their ink to their advantage. The squids won, and the octolings were banished to the underground. By the way, jellyfish and fish had nothing to do with this entire thing, just the octopus and squid, the inklings and octolings. The squids won, and the octolings were banished to the underground until 100 years in the future, when Agent Ford beat up a whole bunch of Octarians and Octolings. Octarians are the not as smart ones, I think. And defeated DJ Octavio with the help of the Squid Sisters, who played a song so legendary it freed all of the Octarians and Octolings who heard it and from the mind control of DJ Octavio. There was one in particular that heard it and dreamed of the surface. Her name was 8. Now, I can't go rambling on forever, or it would take a few hours to get through, so I have to stop at some point. But if you want to hear more of this, smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Anyways, Dark Sorcerer is out. This has been a Dark Sorcerer production under the supervision of Dark Sorcerer 311-2024, all rights reserved.